Hello, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have footage from a sewing challenge that I did where I decided to try to see how many shorts for YoSD sized BJDs I could sew in 1 hour. And yeah, I'm going to start the footage for you. It's playing back at 8 times speed, just because otherwise it would take an hour, obviously. Whereas at 8x it only takes like 7.5, 8 minutes. Anyway, what I did for this challenge to prepare for it was I went ahead and cut out all the little pieces of fabric for the shorts, and I staged the elastic nearby. I also had bobbins staged nearby for color changes. Now, the pattern that I'm using is by Antique Lilac. In a previous video, my Mio unboxing video, I erroneously misattributed this pattern to Undead Threads. It is not by Undead Threads, it's by Antique Lilac. The link will be in the description. It was just a free pattern that wound up working pretty perfectly. As you can see in the video I did of my doll, where I had made one of these shorts from this pattern in anticipation of receiving that doll, it wound up fitting perfectly. So I was eager to use said pattern to make more. So I prepared a stack of, I want to say 11 or 12 pairs of shorts in different black and red materials, and went to town sewing them. As you can see, I'm using a Brother CS7205 for my sewing machine here, although this particular one, for some reason, the electronics got shorted in a weird way. Okay, so like the cord was loose, and I didn't quite realize that the cord was loose, so the power was cutting in and out and like cycling in and out for a few days, like for a couple of days. And I tried the cord down at like the power strip, and tried power strip and whatever else, and then I eventually figured out, oh wait, the cord was loose at the machine. And then it started spitting weird error codes at me every time I tried to change off of stitch 00. As you might be able to tell from the little cheat sheet that's built into the machine, there's like a little panel that flips up and down that lists all the different stitches and what numbers they are. This machine is supposed to have a lot of stitches. It has 150 stitches, and I could only use one. And I actually did try calling Brother customer service about the error code, and then they told me that the error code that I was getting was an error code that my machine wasn't even programmed to have. So something's wrong with the electronics in this machine, and yeah. And then this machine started acting up like this, and Brother told me that right before Black Friday, and the amount of money it would cost to get it even looked at and cleaned up in like a basic servicing from a Brother authorized dealer was gonna be over $100. And between Black Friday sale and the employee discount that I get at the time of making this video and recording this footage, it wasn't that much more for me to just buy a new machine, since this one was out of warranty by several years. So yeah, I've got a new one hanging out. I might still try to fix the old one, because I think it just needs new computer electronics, but I haven't had a chance to find out what particular part numbers I need and how to order them and how much it's going to cost. Put that aside. Because of that, I did not have access to my zigzag stitch, which I think would have made making each pair of shorts just a little bit faster, because you see I do like a little hem on the waistband area before I fold it down and then sew the elastic. You can actually see that right here. However, I feel like if I had access to the zigzag stitch, I could actually eliminate that particular hem and just fold it over and zigzag the seam in place to create the channel for the elastic without that extra step of hemming it, just to prevent fraying. Because that's kind of a high wear seam if you think about it, like sliding it on and off over the doll's body. It would get, rubbed up against a lot. So I just kind of figured that I wanted it to happen, so that way it's not gonna fray. Another thing that slowed down my process for this particular challenge was, you saw a moment ago, if you're paying attention to the video footage, one of the pairs of shorts I did was like bicolored, so it was red on one side and black on the other. So obviously that took a little bit of extra time in terms of bobbin manipulation to get the different colors and do contrasting stitches on the legs. So I manipulated it so that the top stitching on the black fabric was red and the top stitching on the red fabric was black, just to have like a nice little contrast stitch. And then there's also a couple of times where I made a mistake where I didn't quite catch the seam. I had to go back and sew it. And on the first pair of shorts, I believe it was, the sewing machine just kind of spontaneously skipped across the fabric about a centimeter or half an inch. So I had to like go back and fix that. But yeah, anyway, you can see I did sew away as quickly as I could, and that I had quite a variety of red and black shorts to make, because he's my little goth boy. It's red and black, gray colors. Although one of the pairs of shorts did have some purple. An interesting Halloween. It's very subtle. Oh, and that was the point where I hit the 1 hour mark. I was 5.5 shorts in, and you can see me kind of doing a little showcase of the shorts at the end. Yeah, that was it. It was a fun challenge. I definitely learned a lot on streamlining my process for this particular shorts pattern, because the first couple pairs of shorts I hadn't quite streamlined every step and I hadn't quite optimized it. However, once I did optimize it, I got into a better workflow where I was kind of cranking out. And it was a fun challenge because I got to kind of test myself and see how many I could do in the span of 1 hour, which was nice because now I know, like, oh, I can make at least 5 pairs of shorts in 1 hour for that particular size if I really go at it. And I honestly do believe I could get that number up to 6 or 7 at least by slightly optimizing the process a little bit more. Like if I'm doing just one color of thread the entire time, so I'm not having to thread the machine or switch out the bobbin at any point. And also if I've got that zigzag stitch going, so that way I don't have to worry about doing that little hem just to keep myself from having to worry about the fabric fraying in the future at some point. I think that would eliminate an entire step of the process of each pair of shorts. So that in itself would make it so I could probably at least finish all 6 instead of just getting to 5.5. Yeah, between the zigzag stitch and doing one color of fabric, and if I don't make mistakes, and if the machine doesn't decide to just skip a centimeter of fabric spontaneously for no reason, I think between all that, I could definitely do 6 pairs of shorts in an hour, possibly 7 or 8. I'd like to redo this challenge again sometime soon.
Yay!
Anyway, thank you for coming and seeing my channel today, and thank you and have a wonderful day. See you next time.